What is up, YouTube? It's your boy MegamanWinsYT here, and today I have a special video for you guys. 5 tips to become pro in Critical Ops. These tips will help everybody, all players, unless you're already an expert at the game, that is, but mostly it's for beginner players and like intermediate players. It also helps people who just forget about these things in general. But yeah, hopping straight into the video, I really hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you do enjoy it, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on notification bells, join my Discord server to be a part of my live streams, my ranks, and in order to just ask questions that you have. Yes, everybody enjoy the video. The first tip we will talk about is warming up. Warming up before you start rank can be an extremely helpful thing, as it will help your aim and reaction time and so much more. If you don't warm up before a rank, your aim and reaction time might be very bad. I do recommend warming up versus bots though, since they aren't actual players who might potentially have a very high skill level and a rank such as Spec Ops or Master. I'm not sure about you guys, but I kind of get very annoyed whenever I try to warm up in public team deathmatches due to the fact that there are players there to improve and sharpen up their skills, versus trying to warm up. Not to mention that their team might actually have that special ops rank or like something very high of a good rank. So yeah, it's not really proper warm up whenever you do play against higher level opponents. So I do recommend you playing versus bots. This is basically target practice. Look at it like this, you guys. If you're a professional boxer, are you going to hop right into the ring without doing nothing? No, you're not going to go into the ring unprepared. You're not going to go fight somebody without warming up. And that boxer uses a punching bag. In this case, perceive it like this, guys. The bots are your punching bag. They are your target practice. Before you start playing versus real people, it's very recommended to play versus bots. We will be moving on to the second topic of the video. That is using all different types of guns, not just AK-47 or the U ratio. This should be obvious, since when you play Diffuse, you cannot afford every weapon you desire, so you have to adapt to the situation. Let's take the SA-58 for example. This assault rifle is clearly not as good as the AK-47, but sometimes you can't even afford an AK-47, nor could you afford an M4, so you must adapt and probably buy an SA-58. Another factor to take into account is a player should have a good understanding of rounds per magazine, as well as total bullet counts for all guns, so you can know how to use the guns in smarter ways. Simply knowing which guns can shoot farther or do more damage or cause more recoil to you could be a huge thing. Simply knowing how to use the gun that you're holding is a huge thing in the game. Some guns actually take longer to reload than other guns. Let's take the AUG and the MR96 for example. Learning these guns makes you pro in eco rounds. All these guns that people don't use, like not the AUG for specifically, but any gun that players don't use, if you master these guns and you could play versus people who aren't even eco and you could beat them with the SA-58 or like a revolver, that does help you as a player. It helps you become better in eco rounds, and it does help you understand the game better and improve. Now moving on to tip number 3, guys, and this is learning how to sound. And tip number 1 in learning how to sound is go to your settings, turn master volume all the way up to 100%. Also turn off ambient sounds. Ambient sounds is like winds and everything in the background, things that are completely unnecessary that will actually disrupt your sounding. If you guys don't know, sounding is very OP. Learning how to sound and rank can be extremely beneficial in this game. If you do not slow walk, you are certainly making enough noise for players to know exactly where you are or where you might even be coming from, even though you didn't even fire your weapon or you didn't reload or you didn't do absolutely nothing. Like, sounding is just berserk in this game. Also note that every action in this game specifically does have a very distinct sound, including inspecting weapons, jumping, walking on different surfaces, for example the gravel, the stairs, the wood, reloading, dropping your guns, just bomb being planted and being defused. Like, sounding plays a huge role in this game, and if you can learn how to sound, it will be extremely beneficial. Learning how to sound helps you play like a pro player, because it will help you to be able to actually pinpoint down enemies where they are before you even spot them. Before they even know they're being spotted out, you will know exactly where these players are at. Moving on to tip number 4, guys, learning how to use nades. In this game, there are 3 different types of grenades: the frag, the flash, and the smoke. Learning how to use all 3 grenades could be extremely helpful to your team directly or indirectly. For example, learning how to use a smoke grenade can help you or your team get to places in a matter of seconds without anybody even realizing what happened. You can use a frag in combination with pre-fires. Frag where the enemy is, then pre-fire it. Also, not to mention, if you and your teammate actually use a frag together, you could actually kill multiple players. You could do some extreme damage. The frag does play a good role in this game, an important role. Last is the flash grenade, of course. This nade is actually probably the most best. It's used to temporarily blind the opponents. It blinds the players for about 3 seconds. So yeah, that's how much time you have. yeah, to do whatever you need to do. I would say this is the best nade because you could actually flash the opponents, like the entire team, and just like completely slaughter the entire team. So yeah, on to tip number 5, guys. And so for tip number 5 and to becoming pro, you're gonna have to practice your crosshair placement and your pre-fires. Of course, crosshair placement is probably one of the most important aspects of aiming. Having good crosshair placement means keeping your crosshair at headshot level at all times. As you play more, you get a better idea of where the crosshair should be at. But of course, you know, this comes with map knowledge. You have to predict where the players are going to be at and keep your crosshair. I mean, walk across the corners, peek corners, keeping your crosshair on places where the opponent might be at. This will help you in extreme ways because it will lessen the amount of effort you have to apply to your phone as far as movement goes with your fingers, you know, so it just extremely helps you out with your reaction time as well. Pre-fires are used when you have knowledge of where the enemies are located, or where they might be at. If you guys didn't know what pre-fires are, it's very OP. People do it all the time. It literally means just pre-aim, like places where players might be at, and just like pre-fire. That's why it's called pre-fire. You shoot locations where you think enemies might be at before you even know they're there, and especially before they even expect that to be happening, because you are pre-firing it. You don't even know if they're there. So it's very much so OP. It catches people off guard and it works a lot, guys. Yeah, I hope these 5 tips did really help you guys out. I worked very hard to make this video, so I hope everybody does drop a like. Yeah, enjoy my Discord server as well. Share this video. Help me reach monetization on YouTube, as well as be Critical Ops influencer. Hopefully they do accept me in the influencer program. Everybody have a good day. I'll see you guys in the live stream. Oh